What's up YouTube? It's the usual Christian with the usual Christian video. So there was a strike that went on for 2 months last year from September to November in Canada, in which brought unnecessary inconvenience to the Canadian citizens. I myself was one of the people who experienced inconvenience because some of the checks were on hold. There was nobody to deliver them. It was the Canada Post strike done by the Canada Post Labor Union. Yeah, union. I'm not too fond of unions honestly. Anyways, so basically their proposal was to raise wages for women workers because they are discriminated against for being just women. Really? If that is the case, of course we have to reform. But is being women the only reason why they are underpaid? The women that felt discriminated by the wage gap are the ones that operate in the rural area. Rural area, of course, carry less amount of male than the city. Shouldn't people who work more get paid more? And also, there are few men that also work in the rural area. This leads me to a deeper question. Does gender wage gap really exist? Here's a more fundamental question. Does sexism even exist? Conventional wisdom would drive us to believe that women are paid less than men, thus discriminated by the pervasive sexism. Is it true? Where does that conventional wisdom even come from? There are 7.7 billion people living on Earth. There are all sorts of people out there. I mean, there are people who eat rice with milk. But why not sexist? Yes, of course there are sexists. But is sexism so prevalent that women are under oppression socially and economically? Yes, in the Middle Eastern countries or Africa, but are women oppressed in the Western world? So these are the list of claims that feminists use to support their argument that sexism is prevalent. They say that it's a rape culture and there is a gender wage gap and high classes are male dominant. Okay, first, let's check if it's really a rape culture. Culture is like food, language, music, or fashion that represents certain regions and their tradition. Culture is like our lifestyle. So to say that it's a rape culture, so there is a rape tradition, rape lifestyle. I eat food every day. I love food. I sometimes offer food to my friends just so out of kindness. Do people offer rape out of kindness? Like, here, have some rape. People take language courses. I took Spanish courses to be trilingual, which I failed miserably. Do people take rape courses to be professional rapists? People listen to music and share music every day. There are even music schools. Do people rape every day and go to rape school? So, there are rapes, of course, no doubt about it. It should be prevented and punishment should be enforced. If you've watched the video before this one, you'd already know my stand on rape. However, claiming that this is a rape culture that we are living in is invalid. Feminists claim that women are seen as sexual objects. Yes, that's true, but so are men. I mean, are women attracted to Thor's hammer? Being sexually attracted to the opposite sex is totally natural. If this natural instinct is reprehensible, then you should definitely go protest in the African safari. Female animals there get pregnant due to rape all the time. Second, is there gender wage gap? Feminists claim that women make 77 cents for every $1 men make. So this calculation is made by subtracting the average income by women by the average income of men. Then you get 23 cents difference. This calculation is actually true. But there is a problem. This calculation doesn't prove gender wage gap due to sexism. Why? Because there is no law that limits women from making choices on jobs. What does that mean? Average number of women choose jobs that make less than the jobs that men choose. The same goes for college majors that women and men choose. I'm not gonna cite the statistics because you can find them anywhere. STEM and business majors are the highest paying majors, and it's mostly men that choose these majors. The least paying majors like early childhood education, social work, or psychology is taken mostly by women. This is not about whether a certain major or jobs are superior than the other. It's just that the economic market drives on supply and demand. Furthermore, when women and men are given freedom to choose, that's what happens. Look what happened in Scandinavian countries. Nobody forces you to do anything. When you have chosen to work as a barista at Starbucks, you can't complain why you're paid less than a board member of Apple. Also, average number of men are willing to work more than the average number of women. This isn't sexism. This is freedom, which is good. You should do what you prefer to do and don't blame others for the choice you've made. Let's just say that women are actually paid less. So if women are cheaper workforce, then why aren't corporations only hiring women when their biggest expense is actually wage? Third is a continuum of the second claim. Why are higher classes male dominant? Like I said, more average men choose the jobs that are higher in position. Men tend to be more manageable in the competition than women. Of course, there are women that are very competitive and disagreeable. They also thrive in what they do. If If a person who is able to make consistent logical decisions and carries the traits that are potent to be a leader, then the person should be the leader. If that person happens to be a woman, awesome. If the person happens to be a man, that's completely fine too. But if you are forcibly erecting female leaders just because the gender ratio isn't proportionate, then no way, that's dangerous. Doesn't matter what gender, capable person should be the leader. Let me conclude this with a Bible verse. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 24 to 25. Now as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her. No gender is greater than another. It's just that people can choose the job they want. The outcome of the choices you make is also yours to bear. Let's all stop this childish identity politics that only brings hostile polarization. If you like what you've watched, please press like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching.